Finished meeting for pronunciation practice on November 18th, and we started with the difference between meme and mime. So this is a funny spelling. It looks like Mimi or May, but it's just meme. And a meme is something everyone sees often, usually social media. So a picture with some funny words or just a picture, meme. And a mime with an I is some performer who doesn't speak. They use just gestures. Debut. We don't say the T and the stress is on the second syllable. Dun dun. Debut. The movie debut is this weekend. And candidate. We don't say that middle D, just candidate. And hold that final T if it's at the end of the sentence. You can choose to write in a candidate. Candidate. And this is underlined because ridinna, the T will change to a D, and all this, all this connects. Ridinna. And you have two options for entrepreneur with an ooer or entrepreneur with just an So I didn't put anything here because I'm either going to have an oo for newer or an for So either way you prefer. It's Global Entrepreneur Week, or it's Global Entrepreneur Week. Front row. We don't say that T, you just hold it with the tongue, so I didn't even write it here, just front. And the vowel is like up. Front row seating is expensive. Seeding will sound like seeding, but you don't have to make the ing. You can make the ing in the front and it'll connect to the is. Seeding is expensive. Front row seating is expensive. And center section. Center, we drop that T because the T after the N in the unstressed syllable can disappear because when I put my tongue up for the N, center, I'm just not releasing center. Center, I'm just pulling it back without releasing the airflow. Center section. The center section has the best view. Harness. Harness. Harness the horses to the wagon. And this came up because this looks like O-N, wagon, but it's not an O, it's an I or an wagon, wagon. Disparage, disparage. Or another option was disparage, but the first one was more common, disparage. Comments that disparage others. Underlying, underlying, an investigation of the underlying issues. And that's it, because we took a little detour with wagon and water. So when does the T sound like a T and when does it sound like a D, or technically the alveolar flap? So the T will change to a D when it's between two voiced sounds. So when you say ah, you can feel your vocal folds vibrating, and it's just the R sound. You can feel your vocal folds vibrating. So keep your voice on. Your tongue goes to the T position. And if your voicing is on, it'll just make it a D or a quick flap. Der, der. Well, it's actually der. Water, water. So it doesn't matter if it's happening within one word or it's happening between words, because when we speak, there's no spaces between words. We don't think word space, word space, word space. We just think word, 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 and your tongue just keeps moving between one sound, one word, and the next. So ride in, write in, the T changes to a D. There are extra letters in the way, so it might be hard to notice, but the silent E is silent. So now write, the I before it, I is voiced, and the I and in after it is voiced in. So just like water, ride in, ride in. It will change to a D. So that was from the ride in candidate. Ride on time. The T is between the vowel I. There's all these extra G and H in there we don't care about because it's just the I sound. And then on you have the vowel ah. So ride on. And yeah, it does sound the same as ride on time. The T will stay like a T if there's another T in a word after it because it's a voiceless sound. Right, you hold that T, right to, right to, right time, right time. So you're kind of holding the first and then releasing the second one. And this one, the T is disappearing because it's after the N. Instead of sent it to him, send it to him. So the T after the N and the unstressed syllable here is just one, send it will disappear. Send it to. I'm not going to release the first T, it. I'm going to hold it, but I'm going to release the second T, to. Send it to. And then to him, this is where we can use H deletion on pronouns that begin with H. Get rid of the H and connect the oo to the im, to him. And now because you're going from rounded oo to unrounded im, it's like an invisible W, to him. So I send it to him. I send it to him. I send it to him. So T's, when is it a T? When is it a D? When does it disappear? Yeah. And it doesn't matter if it's in a single word or it's between words. The same rules happen. So these are happening because hopefully you're keeping your tongue moving as it goes from one word to the next. A good way to practice this is to practice reading in slow motion. So it feels weird and it sounds weird, but the first time you do it, you are practicing concentrating on moving your tongue. Don't let it stop. And when it's possible to make a connection, it will happen. So you can choose. There's really no connections. Nothing. You can choose instead of to. I would say choose to, choose to, choose the. Choose the right candidate. There's no way to know that you're not supposed to pronounce that D. Sorry. I think if I had never seen this word before, I would say candidate, but we don't say that D. Candidate. You can choose the right candidate. Start slow and then go a little faster. You can choose to write in a candidate. You can choose to write in a candidate and then feel how you're not stopping. Of course, if you're reading a whole sentence, you need to stop or take a pause where there's a comma or a period or maybe a group of meaning. But when you're practicing, choose those phrases like this where you can go for a while without taking a pause. Okay, I hope to see you tomorrow for intonation practice. Oh, I didn't do them one by one. Meme, mime, debut, candidate, entrepreneur or entrepreneur, front row, center section, harness, disparage, underlying. All right, now that's it. Thanks, and I hope to see you tomorrow.